Hello, and welcome to Team 31's interim presentation by Ethan Bruce, Matthew Guest, Evan May, Saranya Sakara, and Jason Terry. Here we will present our analysis and redesign of the Instant Pot Duo Nova. Here is a view of the Instant Pot. It is a family of electronically controlled multi-cookers manufactured by Instant Brands. This pressure cooker can be a rice cooker, yogurt maker, steamer, pressure cooker, sauté pan, slow cooker, and much more. The Duo Nova was designed to be a 7-in-1 device to consolidate preparation and cooking into one device to save time and add convenience. There are also accessories that can be added to perform more functions. Here is an exploded view of all the list of parts. The pressure cooker is made of mostly plastic and aluminum parts and has a few electrical components. Our market research has led us to believe that there's an estimated annual demand of 75 million pressure cookers a year, with a compound annual growth rate of 3.5%. Since Instant Brands owns about 80% of the market share, they produce roughly 60 million units every year. Our primary customers are families looking to cook large meals in a convenient way. Our secondary customers are busy single people who are looking to save time while cooking.
Yeah, this is the fast analysis section for the Instapot. Our task function is to cook food. It breaks it to contain heat, hold food, and the four generic functions of enhance product, assure dependability, please sentence, and assure convenience. To contain heat, we bring that into maintaining and building pressure, which also breaks down into other categories. Hold food brings down into support weight and contain volume, and these basically break into a bunch of safety stuff, mainly relating to temperature and shocks. Alright, we have our two assembly sequences. The first one is assembling the pot first and then everything around it. And our second assembly is simply going from the top lid part to the bottom base part of our assembly. For the first sequence, it makes transferring and handling parts easier. It makes it easier to test sub-assembly since you're assembling the pot first. Top to bottom really only makes locating parts easier. It's going to be harder to test sub-assemblies, and it also makes assembly parallel a little bit easier, but the first sequence just makes assembly easier. As you can see from a chart here, it scores a 13, and the second sequence scores a 10.
So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the bill of materials. So many different assumptions and inputs go into this calculation, and so you can see here just some of the assumptions that I made as far as the density and price of the materials, the processing time, assembly time, the cost of labor, payback period, the tooling cost, and the production volume. You can see here the bill of materials for this product. So you see that the predicted price comes in at $47.60 per unit, which is about what we would expect. This is a little less than 50% of the sell price, which is $99.95 per unit. You can see here the quad chart. So we have a few different parts that we would want to target for DfMA analysis, which you can see here in the bottom right. Those are the cooking pot, the pot holder, and the heating pad. And here's our FCMM. As you can see, every function has at least one component and vice versa.
On this slide, we have the functional differentiation table on the left and the component commonality table on the right. The functional differentiation table notes down the functions that are common to both customer groups and the functions that are different for the two customer groups. So in our case, our primary customer segments, families, they may be more focused on buying a product that improves taste as opposed to a secondary customer base. Young professionals who may not be that fixed on the taste but may be more worried about the time it takes to cook, and who may be cooking in small amount of food at a given time. On the right, we have the component commonality table, which shows us the platforms on the left-hand column and the modules on the right-hand column. The platforms are list down all the different parts of our Instapot that help enable the common functions, while the modules are the parts of the Instapot that help enable the functions that are different for both customer groups.
Here is our simplified CAD model. On the left is the original design with a 6-quart capacity, and on the right is the modified design with an estimated 4-quart capacity. This design will target our secondary customers of busy single people who do not require such large volumes of food to be made. Here's our original assembly sequence diagram. As you can see, there is one common item in the assembly sequence. This is because many of the items have to be put together in a particular order and are not able to be differentiated. In a modified assembly sequence diagram, we have 12 common items in the assembly sequence before differentiating into the different products. Thank you.